Hello and welcome back to Mark's House and Garden UK. Do you remember that Reli sent me this bird table here with a camera in it? The camera is just behind that metal plate. It's motion sensor activated, so every time a bird lands on this bird table, it sends me a video clip. And I've set up these bird feeders, which are supposed to be squirrel proof, just in front of it. Anyway, I've had some lovely footage through, and I thought I'd share it with you in this video. So I'm going to take my phone inside, download them all and put them into a single video, and you'll also see how much success the squirrel is having with these squirrel proof bird feeders. And to be fair to Reli, they sent me that for free, so I'll put a link to that product in the description box below this video. Now, rather than just give you a lot of shots of birds, I thought I might do some research and put a little guide to UK garden birds together. And I did get this information from the RSPB website, the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds. So I will put a link to their website below this video, and also from the proceeds of this video I will make a donation. Let's meet our cast of characters. This is a blue tit. We'll be seeing a lot more of the blue tit in a moment. That to the left there, I think, is a dunnock. I initially thought it was a female robin, but apparently female robins and male robins are the same. And so I looked at some pictures on the internet. I think that might be a dunnock. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below this video. These two birds here are great tits. And again, we'll be seeing more of the great tits in this video. And then just over the great tits there on the bird feeders, you will now start to see some long-tailed tits. In fact, there are 3 long-tailed tits on the fat balls to the right of the shot there. Beautiful little creatures. And here, of course, is the star of the show, the squirrel, the grey squirrel. Let's call him Cyril the squirrel. These are supposed to be squirrel-proof. Well, he's eating from them, but he's not damaging them. Right, so let's get back to the birds. Incidentally, have you ever wondered why these small birds are referred to as tits? Well, apparently, according to the internet, it's a shortening of the word titmouse, which was a name given to these birds in Middle English. But people used to confuse the word mose with the word mouse. So the word mouse was dropped and they are now known as tits. So getting back to the blue tit, you can identify the blue tit because it's a colourful mix of blue, yellow, white and green, and that makes the blue tit one of our most attractive and most recognisable garden visitors. In the wintertime, family flocks join up with other tits as they search for food. And a garden with 4 or 5 blue tits at a feeder at any one time may be feeding 20 or more tits. So that is our blue tit, and we're about to be joined by some long-tailed tits, and you will see just how brave and defensive and courageous this little bird is as he tries to scare off the long-tailed tits from his food, which he's very possessive about. Now, we will be joined any moment by a dunnock. Left of screen, I believe, the dunnock is about to appear. Now, the dunnock, I thought originally looked like a female robin, but having researched it, female robins apparently are identical to the male robins. You can correct me if I'm wrong. The dunnock is a small brown and grey bird, quiet and shy. It's often seen as its own, creeping along the edge of a flower bed or near to a bush, moving in rather a nervous, shuffling way, often flicking its wings as it goes. When 2 rival males come together, they become quite animated, with lots of wing flicking and loud calling. So there we are, the dunnock. And here is the great tit. We've got 2 specimens here. This is our largest tit, and you can see there, feeding away on the seed that's in the tray just at the front of the camera. Now, you can identify the great tit because it is the largest UK tit. That's probably why it's called the great tit. With a distinctive 2-syllable song, it has green and yellow body with a striking glossy black head and white cheeks that you can see there. It's a woodland bird that has readily adapted to man-made habitats to become a familiar garden visitor. It can be quite aggressive at a bird table, fighting off smaller tits. In winter, it joins the blue tits and others to form roaming flocks which scour gardens and countryside for food. And you may observe here these great tits, they're actually holding the food in their feet and pecking away at it, which I think demonstrates a certain level of intelligence and dexterity. So now let's leave the great tit behind and move on to the long-tailed tit. And there's one just appeared, and in fact there are two in shot now. I think there are actually three there. The long-tailed tit is easily recognisable with its distinctive blush, black and white colouring. It also has a tail which is bigger than its body, and a bouncing flight. If you've seen these fly, you'll see that they bounce along in the air. Blue tits joined us there, and watch it try to get rid of the long-tailed tits as it does. Sociable and noisy residents, long-tailed tits are most usually noticed in small, excitable flocks of about 20 birds. I'd love to see 20 of those in my garden. Like most tits, they rove the woods and hedgerows, but are also seen on heaths and commons. And we are about to be joined by the robin, the gardener's friend, ever present in the garden when I'm digging, and here he is. Now, the robin is apparently the UK's favourite bird, thanks to its bright red breast. It is familiar throughout the year and especially at Christmas. Males and females look identical. Young birds have no red breast and are spotted with golden brown. So perhaps the dunnock was a young robin. Robins sing nearly all year round, and despite their cute appearance, they are aggressively territorial and are quick to drive away intruders. This one seems quite happy to have other blue tits in its vicinity. And they will sing at night next to street lights. Isn't that interesting? The robin. Now, at various times, I think because there is an abundance of food, I've had robins, great tits, long-tailed tits, all at the same time on my bird feeder, and it's a lovely sight to see. Now, let's move on to the star of the show, which is the squirrel. Cyril the squirrel. Now, a lot of people don't like grey squirrels because it's felt that grey squirrels have pushed red squirrels out of their territories, and it's also believed that there's a virus. Well, it's a fact actually. There is a grey squirrel virus which is killing our red squirrels in their own territories. He's most welcome in my garden. I don't think there are any red squirrels around here anyway. Now, are these bird feeders squirrel proof? Well, you tell me. I suppose it depends on your definition. He's not done any damage to the feeders, so in that respect, they are squirrel proof, but he's certainly able to get food. He's filling his little tummy on those nuts, but fortunately, as he nibbles, there will be crumbs dropping on the floor for other birds and rodents. And also, by breaking the nuts, it will make it slightly easier for the other birds and the tits to get in and have a little peck. So the squirrel, the grey squirrel, very welcome in my garden. Very happy to have them here, and I really enjoy watching them. Long little claws, very dexterous, very agile. And there's quite a lot of videos on YouTube, I don't know if you've ever seen them, where they set up challenges for squirrels, and squirrels prove themselves to be very intelligent. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed that. Please do come back for more, subscribe and hit the notifications bell. And I'll see you soon for some more bird table adventures. Bye for now.